Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my get to know me video, and this is all the questions that you guys have asked me either on Instagram, my bronzy eye makeup tutorial video, or directly through email. So yeah, I'm basically just going to be telling you about me, kind of, it feels like I'm going to be doing an interview or something. But yeah, I was totally expecting nobody to ask any questions, and I was going to be kind of embarrassed, but you guys asked a lot of questions. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'll try and keep it shorter, but there's a lot of questions asked. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I tried to put all the questions together so that way it was easier, but all right. So the first question that was asked the most often was, are you single? Do you have a boyfriend? Are you married? What's the deal? I am married, and I'm married to John, and he's super awesome. I love him to death. We've been married for almost a year. It'll be a year next month, and we have been together for a total of 4 years. So 3 years dating, I guess, and then 1 year married. And he is the perfect guy. I am so lucky that I have him in my life, real talk. He is my best friend. He makes me laugh really hard, more than anybody else ever will. But yeah, how we met was another popular question. So we met at school. We both went to Sonoma State University, and it was right after I had transferred there. I was at Long Beach State for my freshman year, which was a bad idea. I made some really good friends there, but it was not good if I ever wanted to graduate. So I had to transfer, and I went to Sonoma State, and that's where I met Jonathan. And we were both in the marketing business administration program, and he was totally creeping his way into all of my group projects because they make you do a lot of group projects. To be honest, I didn't really notice because I was that kind of girl in school where I had my hood on, headphones in, looking down, sat in the very back corner of class because I guess I didn't want to make any friends. I was super antisocial. I don't know why. I actually did not make any friends from college. Really, the only friend I made from college I married, so, that's all I need, I guess. I was, super antisocial, and I guess he was, digging me, so he would try and sneak his way into all of my group projects, and I would kind of make fun of him because he was super nerdy, and he had, a lot of Apple products, and at that time, it wasn't super common, not everybody had an iPhone, so I used to make fun of him for that, and I guess he asked me out on a date after class one day, which I'm kind of oblivious if a guy is trying to flirt with me or ask me out. So yeah, he asked me out, but he pretty much said it in a way that made me think that he just wanted me to go to something. And this was when he was a DJ for a rapper, so I guess he asked me to go backstage with him for the show, but I didn't catch that part. So I ended up going to the show, but I brought all of my roommates with me, and my roommates at the time happened to be guys. So I brought 3 guys with me, and I guess that he was like, what the hell? Which, I don't blame him, but I didn't know. And yeah, so that was our first date, I guess. But we started hanging out a lot, and we became really good friends. We would talk all the time. He would come visit me at work. That was when I worked at In-N-Out. And yeah, he would visit me all the time, and then we eventually started dating in May, which was right before graduation. And we moved in together 4 months later, which is so crazy because I never ever thought I was gonna live with a guy that was my boyfriend. If you're in a relationship that feels right, then all those things that you do that are crazy make sense and it's okay to you. So everything just felt really good, and then we moved in together, and yeah, we've been here ever since. We got married a year ago, and it was the most amazing day of my life. My main supporter, he's my biggest cheerleader, and I'm really, really, really lucky to have him in my life and to have found somebody so amazing, so young. Okay, another popular question, do you guys have any babies? And if you don't have babies, do you want babies? We do not have any babies. We are pretty young, so we're only 25 right now. We're turning 26 in November of this year. We are just not in any rush to have kids. We think it would be cool years and years and years from now, but we don't want them right now. We're not ready. We're still kind of trying to figure out what we want to do with our lives. So I'm sure once we get a house and we feel extremely financially stable, which I'm sure nobody ever feels super financially stable, but once we're at a point in our lives that we feel we could support another person, we would like to have kids, so probably in our 30s, I'm thinking we'll have kids, maybe, I don't know, but no kids right now, we're not ready, not anytime soon. So another question, how old are you and how much do you weigh? which I thought was interesting. I'm 25 years old and I weigh like somewhere in the 130 range depending on how much I ate that day. So I just had like 4 tacos, so I probably weigh like 135 right now. Okay, what is your nail color? So a lot of the videos that I just did, and actually some of the videos like tutorials you'll see in the future because I pre-recorded them, I had yellow nail polish on and it was like a neon super intense yellow, and that was Illamasqua and the name was Rare. And it's actually discontinued now, unfortunately, because I really want to buy it. But yeah, I actually stole that color from Ariel and she told me I could only use 2 coats, but I totally did 3. So how did you get into makeup if you're a tomboy? Okay, so this was like a really popular question, just like how did you get into makeup? Did you go to makeup or cosmetology school? Are you licensed? Are you a pro makeup artist? Do you freelance? Okay, so all of those questions that I got, I am not a pro makeup artist and I did not go to any beauty or cosmetology school. I've always wanted to go, but when I graduated high school, I thought about it, but I decided to go to a 4-year college and get my bachelor's degree instead. It just seemed like a better business and life decision for me at the time because I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I wasn't as passionate about cosmetics back then as I am now, so it just wasn't the right move for me then. I would still like to go to makeup school, maybe just to learn how to do more stuff, more techniques, like special effects makeup. I would love to do that. But yeah, I just didn't. I have school loans right now. I'm not really interested in getting more school loans as far as getting my makeup license and all that stuff. But it's definitely something I want to do, just not right now. Other questions were, do you freelance? Oh, how did you get into makeup? So how did I get into makeup? So in high school, I did have a friend, and she was already graduated, but she went to makeup school, and every single day I saw her, she always had like the peacock, like tons of colors on her eyes, and I really was like jealous and I wanted to learn how to do it. So she kind of showed me what her favorite brands were, and at the time it was NYX makeup, and that was like before NYX was really cool. You could only buy NYX eyeshadows like at Long's or CVS. And that was like the only place you could get it. And I would buy all the little like $3 like green, purple, all the different colors, and I would just play with them. And I think it just got me really excited about it. When I was in high school, I looked like a boy, like real talk. I looked like a little boy in high school. I was a super late bloomer, which is really embarrassing, but I couldn't get into fashion because, like I said, I had a little boy body, so I just, not only that, but I didn't have the money to be spending on clothes, so makeup was just kind of like an inexpensive way that I could express myself and kind of make myself look more like a girl without having to go down the fashion route because I'm more of like a comfort person anyway. That's kind of how I got into it, but as far as learning what I've learned now, honestly, I think it's just been like buying products over the years, over the past like 10 years, playing with it. It's something I really enjoy doing, so I think just a lot of experimenting, playing with friends' faces, stuff like that. That's kind of just how I've learned a lot of what I've learned. Yeah. Okay, so the next question was really popular. Basically, like, what do you do for a living? Do you YouTube full time? Like, what the hell do you do with your life? So that's a really good question. I guess I'll just start with my last job. So in January, I was working for Target. I was an executive team leader. So that was basically like an assistant manager kind of position at Target. And the route that I was on was to become a store team leader, so like a store manager, and I just knew that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I would be really unhappy if I stayed on that route. So we saved some money, and then I ended up leaving my job at the beginning of February, and I feel so fortunate that I was able to do that because I know I'm probably never going to be able to do it again. But from February up until recently in May, I was not working. And it gave me the chance to be able to pursue a passion project. So it was my website, lusterlux.com. And I built that website from scratch, which was really cool and it was very exciting. And I learned a lot of like all the techie stuff because I am kind of interested in like web design and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I built my website and then I started writing posts. I do enjoy writing creatively, not like writing, like submitting papers and getting them graded, not that at all. But I do like writing creatively, so it was just kind of like a little fun side project for me to do. And then I had people like John and Ariel were telling me that I needed to make videos so that way I could, you know, be more diversified and blah, blah, blah. And I was totally against it at first because, believe it or not, I'm like really camera shy. Like if you go back and look at some of my earlier videos, I'm so embarrassing, oh my god. But yeah, I'm really camera shy and I just didn't want to do it, but I did it and then I kept doing it. I have been doing it full time, but I'm not making any money from it. So I know a lot of you asked that. Is it like my job? I guess it's like a free job. I don't know. If you guys know somebody that wants to pay me, that would be great. So yeah, that was like, do you YouTube full time? I did because I wasn't working. But I just got a job recently. I know you guys, if you follow my Instagram, you saw my picture that I put up at work. And so now I am working full time. I'm working for Sephora. So I know a lot of you were surprised that I'm not working in a store as a makeup artist because I do love doing makeup. But yeah, so I'm working at the Sephora corporate office, which is in downtown San Francisco. And it's really exciting for me because literally on my resume, like the objective thing that nobody really pays attention to, it says to work in the beauty industry with a focus in operational management, like supply chain management and distribution. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. So I'm working in the merchandise planning area and I'm on the operations floor. So it's like really exciting for me because I knew when I was at Target that I wish I could work in operations. So it's what I'm doing now and it's really exciting for me because it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I just didn't know exactly where. And I feel like Sephora is going to be a really great place for me. So I'm really excited about it. Like I can't stop smiling. It's so cornball. Okay, how and why did you start your channel? So that was another popular question. Why did I start it? It was a passion project for me. Like I said, it really started more with my website and blogging and like putting up new posts, and then it's kind of evolved into mainly doing videos and working on my YouTube channel. I've been getting a lot of positive responses on my videos, so I decided to focus more on the video aspect. As far as why I started it, I just thought it would be cool because I know a lot of my friends and coworkers that I had in the past asked me about different stuff about makeup, like what I like to use, how do I do this or that. And so I thought if I could put it all into one area, like a channel, like whenever they ask me a question, I could just send them a link or something and just say, go watch this video. Okay, so, another popular question, what is your ethnicity? So my mom is like super Americana. I don't know if that counts as an ethnicity, but she is just like from the East Coast, Massachusetts, America. And then my dad is from Mexico, so his whole family is Mexican, and then my mom's side is just like white, so I'm half Mexican, half white, I guess. And then a lot of people ask, do I speak any other languages? No, I don't, unfortunately. I did not grow up with my dad, so I was not around Spanish speaking a lot. I was only around English, so unfortunately I only know one language. I wish I knew Spanish, but I don't. So, do you miss having oily skin? No. How did you get this blonde? It's just hella highlights. And I did do a video, I'll put the link down below of the video of exactly how I got my hair this color if you guys do want to see it. Are you Puerto Rican? No. What are the goals for your channel? So my main goal, I guess you could say, for this channel was basically just to help people. If I could help somebody or improve their technique on applying their winged eyeliner or doing their foundation or how to contour, if I could help somebody do any of that, whether it's friends, family, or total strangers, I think that's really cool. That's like very exciting for me. So I guess that would be my main goal when I first started this channel. If you're referring to business goals, I'm not sure yet. I don't really know where it's gonna go. Right now I'm just kind of focusing on putting as much content out there as I can. And then I guess we'll see if it goes anywhere. I don't know, but that would be cool if it did, but Do you own Target? No, I do not own Target, but that would be pretty cool if I did though, right? What do you want to do with your life? That's a pretty deep question. I don't know what I want to do with my life yet. I just know where I want to end up in the future, and I would love to be able to have like a super dope house with me and John and like hella puppies. Maybe some kids, not now, but maybe like later down the road have some kids. And if we could both be doing something like in our careers where we really love what we do and we can support ourselves and our family while doing that, I think that is like my main dream in life right now. As far as what it is exactly that I'm doing, I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out completely, but Right now, I can actually say that I'm very happy in doing what I do. So making the YouTube videos is a lot of fun for me. And then also like my new job at Sephora is very exciting because it's something that I'm really interested in an industry that I really love. Okay, do you have any brothers or sisters? So I do not have any sisters, but I do have 3 older brothers. And that's probably why I turned out the way that I did, like a total tomboy. Do you have any tips, tricks, techniques to apply makeup quicker? No, I don't. I am like the worst person to ask about that. Like real talk, I put on my makeup so slow. When I was not working for the past like 4 months, no joke, I would spend probably like a full hour doing my makeup. Mainly because this is my vanity area right over here. So like where you guys see me filming. And then right here is where I have my TV, and I'll just throw on some like I Love Lucy or Jeff Lewis, and I'll sit here and I'll watch TV, I'll drink some coffee. Like I take my sweet time doing my makeup. And then when I worked at Target, sometimes we'd have to be at work at like 5, 6, or 7 a.m. So I would still take like a solid 20 minutes doing my makeup. Okay, so the next question that I got, which was kind of funny, it was on one of the videos I posted. People asking or inferring if I have had breast implants, and the answer is no, but I thought it was kind of funny. I have not had any kind of plastic surgery, like please. I still have hella school loans to pay. I can't be buying boobs. Okay, so I see that you worked at Target. What did you do when you were there and why did you leave? Okay, so yeah, there is some proof on Instagram that I used to work at Target. So I was an executive team leader there, and I was started at the San Leandro store at the Bayfair Mall. And then I was part of the team that opened up the Alameda store. So why did I leave? I just left because basically the next step for me was to become a store manager, and I just knew that it wasn't what I was passionate about. It wasn't up my alley. I felt very like creatively stifled when I was there. So I just knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do 5 years from now. So I decided to leave at a point that was good for me and John to leave my job. And I think it was a really good decision because I think I have fallen into something much better now. So it was a really good job at the time. Like I don't regret working there. It was really difficult and challenging. But yeah, I did used to work there, and I have a really funny music video that I made one time when I was at work. It's like kind of far down on my Instagram, but it's like really good. It's like definitely worth watching. Okay, and then somebody asked if I opened up a new store for Target. So yes, I did. I was part of the executive team that opened up the new store in Alameda, and it was insane. It was like the most work I have ever done in my entire life. I learned a lot. It was a lot of work. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Would you ever do a meet and greet in Sacramento or even Roseville? Because you totally should. I would totally do a meet and greet in Roseville. Like, I'll just come up there one day to Starbucks and we'll do our own meet and greet, you know? So who are some of your favorite Instagram beauty accounts? I know I talked about it already. My favorite person in the world is I Love Sarahi or Sarahi. Her name is Karen, and she has like the most gorgeous alien face of all time, and I'm going to her makeup class next week in San Jose, so I'm really excited. If you guys are going to that, make sure you let me know, but yeah, I'm really excited to go. My next favorite person is Makeup by Anna. I have like kind of an obsession with her. Just her eyebrows and her face is just beautiful. I think I also love her because she's a very driven, successful person. So she started her own company, Dose of Colors. If you don't know, that's this brand. So she started a line of lashes, lip glosses, and lipsticks, and they're really good products, and I just really admire that for somebody starting their own business. And I got to meet both of them at IMATS, and they are both really like cool, down-to-earth, humble people, which made me like them even more. But those are my two favorite, and then I do have some other ones that I like to follow, but for the most part, I actually follow like a lot of puppy accounts. Next question, where are you from? So I am from Roseville, California, which is like the Central Valley, and I live in Oakland, California as of now. Where did you learn your makeup skills? Basically just playing with makeup every single day for the past like 8 years probably is how I learned how to do makeup. I'm actually not a huge YouTuber. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I'm more into like reading blogs. I'm more of a reader than a watcher. I don't know. I don't like watching movies either. It's kind of weird. Okay, so what's your favorite brand of makeup? It's probably obvious that I really like MAC makeup. I buy a lot of stuff there. I know it's super cliche, but I just love all of their products. I think they're great quality. They're really, I know some people say it breaks them out a lot, but it's actually made my skin better on my face. So far I like their skincare, and I don't really love their eyeshadows that much, TBH, but pretty much everything that they have I love. I love Urban Decay. I think it's kind of on the pricier side, but I love their eyeshadows and their eyeliners. I know a lot of people ask what's my favorite drugstore foundation or drugstore makeup. I don't really have a favorite because I'm not super attached to any particular brand. I just use like a kind of like random ones from here and there, but I don't really have like a favorite. I guess Hard Candy, I use a lot of their products. What part of the Bay are you from? I'm not actually from the Bay Area, but I live in Oakland right now. Do you have any tattoos? I do, which is super embarrassing. I got one when I was 18 or 19. It was when I still went to Roseville a lot, and like the whole bro-ho scene was like really poppin' back then. And I got a tattoo right here on my riblets, and it's very bro-ho-ish. Like I don't even want to say what it is because it's so embarrassing. Do I regret it? I don't know if I regret it. I don't really care that much about it because you can't really see it that much on me, and it's on my ribs, so I don't see it that often. But if I could go back, I probably would not have gotten it because it's pretty stupid. So I definitely recommend waiting till you're a little bit older to get a tattoo before you get one. What is your biggest pet peeve? So I have like a lot of pet peeves, but I would say something that bothers me the most is when you're merging onto the freeway and traffic is stopped, like it's not moving. And the person that you have to merge in front of like kind of makes it their life mission to not let you in. That really bothers me. I don't know why people get so competitive when it comes to merging. But you know, then I make it my life mission to get in, so whatever. What's the best and worst gift you've ever given or received? I guess a really good gift that I got was when John proposed to me and we got engaged. That was definitely an exciting time in my life. And he gave me this gorgeous engagement ring, and it's like the only piece of jewelry that I value or take care of or even care about. What was the last experience that made you a stronger person? Something that made me stronger was actually quitting my job at Target. I don't know if that sounds lame or not, but it was really scary for me because it was my first like big girl, like salaried job where I could totally support myself if I needed to. It was really hard for me to leave, not because I didn't want to leave, but because there was a lot of security there. You never hear about people leaving really secure jobs that often, so it was just kind of scary for me to do. I basically did it for my own personal well-being, and I think it was one of the best decisions I made because it led to me starting my YouTube channel, and it also led to me getting my job at Sephora. So I think both of those things are really great outcomes from leaving that job, but I also realized that when I worked there, I learned a lot, but I think it was definitely challenging for me, and it was very risky. It was probably one of the more risky things I've done in my life. What kind of music do you like? Okay, so my favorite type of music is mainly like hip-hop and rap and like raunchy music. I love 2 Chainz. I used to love Tech Nine. Like he used to be like my favorite rapper of all time, like in high school and college. And me and John went to a lot of his shows, but he's kind of like sucking now. Like he's not making that much good music anymore. So he used to be like a favorite. Actually, like that graduation hat, those are our graduation hats framed. It actually has Tech Nine's logo on it. So it's kind of corny, but that was like on my graduation hat for graduation, which is like ridiculous, but I was kind of like a diehard fan back then. Right now, I'm really liking YG because he's funny. I love Future, and Juvenile's definitely an oldie but goodie. For like Bay Area music, I'm like obsessed with Clyde Carson. He has like the coolest voice on the planet. I do listen to like some R&B now, which I didn't used to before, but like Trey Songz, he's pretty good. Like he made an entire song by just saying Nana. and I respect that. Oh, no. What are your likes and dislikes? Things that I like dogs, being outside or playing outside. I like going to concerts, modern medicine. I love Jeff Lewis. He's like one of my favorite people on this planet. He is so funny. And then pretty much any Pixar movie. Like, Pixar movies are hella good. Like, you can't even deny it. Some of my dislikes would be blow drying my hair. I don't like my neighbor. Pretty much like any type of unwarranted invasion of my personal space, I really don't like. That was one of the issues I had in retail when people would get like really close to me, and I just, ugh. Did you and Ariel go to school together? No, we did not go to school together. We met when we worked at Bare Minerals. Who is your biggest inspiration? Besides my mom, I think my mom is like pretty cool. She raised 4 kids by herself. Like, I don't know how she did it and stayed sane. Another inspiration would be John, which is super cornball, but he is like one of those people that pursues things that tend to be like on the riskier side. He's very like entrepreneurial, and I've always envied that, and he's always inspiring me to like do something that's gonna make me happy. Don't just do something to get a paycheck and to do it. So yeah, he's the one that inspired me to like, well, he didn't inspire me to like quit my job, but he inspired me to figure out what to do with my life that would actually make me happy and bring me joy instead of doing something that made me miserable every single day. So I always saw that in him, and I was really motivated by it. So I think a lot of who I am now and why I've gotten to where I am, I owe a lot of that success and like personal happiness to him. What is my dream job? Okay, so my dream job, I have always enjoyed going makeup shopping with my friends and family and helping them pick out stuff that they like. I think being able to help somebody find like the perfect foundation shade or perfect eyeliner or perfect eyebrow color, I really love doing that. So if I could be like a personal makeup shopper, like professional, that would be really cool. But as far as like working at a makeup counter, I don't ever want to do that again because I just don't like being pushed to sell things. So, and since I think being like a personal makeup shopper doesn't exist really, I would actually love to be a news anchor. Maybe not so much like a news anchor, but like a co-anchor. I just think news people are really funny, and they're very awkward with like their banter and their talk, and they're like, I think being on a talk show would be really cool because I love chatting. Maybe like a makeup talk show. I guess I kind of do my own makeup talk show. So I know a lot of people had questions. Are you a licensed makeup artist, and do you have advice on like how to get into the industry, or like advice on what school to go to or what to look for? Yeah, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I did not go to school, so I'm not like the right person to ask for that kind of advice. I would just say do your research if you're trying to find a school that you want to go to. Do like a lot of online research. Try and reach out to any people that have graduated there before, so that way you can kind of get like a first-hand review of somebody that's been there. If you're trying to build up your kit to do freelancing and you don't have a lot of money, I would just say you're gonna have to do that over time because makeup can be pretty expensive, especially if you're buying lots of different foundation shades. And then I would just recommend practicing on pretty much anybody that will let you touch their face. Mom, dad, brother, sister, little cousin, aunt, uncle, friend, foe, I don't know. If you can, I would try and get a job at a makeup counter, because even if you don't want to do that, it will help to sharpen your skills, and it will give you a lot of access to a lot of different faces and styles and techniques. Would you be open to doing a wedding video? So how long it took you to plan, how you budgeted, any tips or suggestions? Yeah. I got married last June, and if you guys wanted to see a wedding video on how I planned it and set it up, I would do one. I guess you guys can just let me know if you want to see like a wedding planning video, and I could totes do one for you. What did you do at Target, and how did you move into that position? So I think I already talked about like what I did at Target. I was an executive team leader of hard lines. So it was basically everything on tile I oversaw. So like pretty much everything except for jewelry, clothing, accessories, and stuff like that. And I was actually hired into that position. It was out of like a referral graduate program thing. How easy was it to start your YouTube? For me, it was actually fairly easy, I gotta admit. I started it because I had a lot of free time on my hands. I had just left my job, so I was not working at all, so I had like a lot of free time. And then John is also super into photography, videography, and he has a studio at his house because he's in the music industry, and he had all of the equipment needed to start this. So he had the camera, And I know a lot of you guys have been asking what camera I use. It is a Canon 5D Mark III. I would show it to you, except it's filming me right now. So I use that, and then I have a microphone. I have a light stand that holds like a tube light. It's like not an expensive light. That's pretty much all I use. I keep it pretty bare. So the fact that I had all the equipment and I had a lot of free time made it very easy for me to start my channel. I know not everybody has that accessible to them. But other than that, I guess it was pretty easy. I think the hardest thing for me to overcome was just getting more comfortable being in front of a camera. Do you get a lot of negative comments on YouTube? Surprisingly, I haven't gotten like any negative or what I think is negative comments yet. Of course, I get people just saying like, you wear too much makeup, like, duh. Do you like to go out, or what do you do for fun on the weekends? I used to go out a lot. I don't really anymore. I think I'm just like kind of boring now. I don't really drink anymore either, mainly because that medication gives me really bad hangovers, so I don't really drink that much, but I used to like going out. I'm more of like a dive bar kind of person, not really much like a clubby person. Do you exercise? No, I actually haven't exercised in like years, which is pretty sad. How many boxes of Goldfish do you consume in 1 week? At least 1. If I have a hangover, it'll definitely be 2. That's like my hangover remedy. Ariel did ask a lot of embarrassing questions. So, do you believe in unicorns? I do believe in unicorns because Harry Potter believes in unicorns. Would you rather be a whale, dolphin, or a poodle? I would totes rather be a whale because whales just like chill hella hard in the ocean, just like doing their thing, being whales. And I feel like dolphins, people have like creepy obsessions with dolphins, so I'm not really into that. And then poodles, like, really? What are your favorite type of pickles? My favorite type of pickles are Clausen. What's the worst job you ever had? So I'm not gonna say what the worst job I ever had is, but definitely the worst industry to work in would have to be retail. It's just brutal. Like, it's nonstop. I just always, like, when I was working at Target, I could not believe how like disrespectful and like condescending people are to the employees that work there. It's just like ridiculous. I would, like, when people were really mean to me, and I couldn't even tell you how many times I've been cussed out over an iPad or like something ridiculous, but like people will just be like in my face and I will just completely glaze over. And like in the beginning, I used to like tremble because I would get so angry. But then I pretty much just started walking away because I'm not gonna just like sit there and take it. I didn't even care anymore. I was like, whatever. But yeah, retail's pretty brutal. I would just say, like, you guys, if you're shopping at Target, can you please be nice to the people working there because you do not know what they have to go through every day. And that actually goes for any retail place. Just be nice to the peeps. Unless they're mean, then you don't have to be nice. Are you still a sleep eater? So some people would say that I eat goldfish in my sleep. I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't know, I'm sleeping, but I have found goldfish in my bed before. Favorite flavor of goldfish? Cheddar, duh. Where do you live? I live in Oakland right now. I'm not gonna give you the address, Ariel. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? I've totes filmed a video with no pants on. And I'm not gonna tell you, actually it might be more than one. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? So I used to work at In-N-Out, and you know, you have to wear like all white uniform for people that don't know. And I was outside taking orders in the drive-thru, and I totes started my dot. Where have you worked? Okay, so I have worked at In-N-Out. I was there for 5 years. I have worked at Tanning Salon, which I hated. P.F. Chang's, I was a hostess and then a back waiter, and then I was a server. I've worked at Bare Minerals, Target, and now Sephora. Where's the coolest place you've ever been? For sure, Bora Bora, like, duh. What's your highest educational level? Do you have a fancy schmancy diploma? I don't have a fancy schmancy one, like a master's or like a PhD or anything, but I have my bachelor's degree in business. So yeah, I have that, and then obviously I graduated high school. What drives you day to day? Like, what's your main goal in life? I think what drives me is I just want to be able to, like, 10 years from now, enjoy what I'm doing, whatever I'm doing for a career or whatever it is. I just want to be able to enjoy it. I want to, like, my main goal in life is to not hate my job because I've been there. And yeah, I just don't want to be there 10 years from now. So I'm going to keep experimenting and doing whatever it takes to get there. If you could change anything on your body, what would it be? I think if I could change my body, I would probably just have like a small waist. I'm kind of shaped like a cinder block right now, so I don't have like that much like Coke bottle action going on. So I would probably like to look more like a Coke bottle. Okay, so that wraps up my get to know me video. I know it was probably really long, and I totally understand if you guys like don't like me anymore after everything that you heard today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.